Red-winged blackbirds are back for another nesting year here in northeast Iowa. They winter down in southern states where there's not as much snow and cold weather as we get here in the driftless region. By the way, this is a male red-winged blackbird. Notice he's got some red color on his wings right there, and then a little yellow band below that. Mostly black body otherwise, and he does have a dark eye. Notice that. That's another identifying feature of the red-winged blackbird. We're going to see a rusty blackbird in a minute, and he looks a little bit different. Anyway, these male red-winged blackbirds set up their territory in a marsh or maybe a wet ditch, and when the females come back a couple weeks later, they're going to seek out maybe the best territories, and this guy could have anywhere from maybe 5 to 15 females that will nest within his territory, and they're all going to be his wives. So he's trying to find, you might say, the best nesting sites as he can. Enjoy the red-winged blackbirds, which are one of the more common birds nesting out in the countryside here in Winneshiek County during the summer season. Believe it or not, but this is not a red-winged blackbird. This is a male rusty blackbird. Notice he does not have any red patch on his wings, but even more important, his eye is not black, it's yellow. So this is the male rusty blackbird. In breeding plumage like this, he's mostly black with kind of a bluish gloss, as you can see on the head, kind of around on his body there. In the fall, he'll actually turn kind of rusty colored there. The female rusty blackbird would always look rusty brown kind of, and that's how they get their name, rusty blackbird. They winter in wetland areas, swamps down in the southeastern United States, and they don't nest here in Iowa or anywhere in the driftless region for that matter. They go all the way up into the boreal forest of northern Canada, say around Hudson's Bay, where they'll nest in wetland areas there. Unfortunately, the rusty blackbird has seen drastic population declines in the past 50 years or so, and they've lost 90% plus of their population. Nobody knows for sure what the cause is, but a lot of their wintering wetland habitats in the southeastern United States have been destroyed during that time period. But as they migrate north now in the spring, especially in wetland areas, watch for the rusty blackbirds. I was out walking through the woods here at Lake Meyer Park on the first day of spring, looking for some early blooming hepaticas that might be popping up. I was slightly surprised when I found this eastern garter snake out already instead, emerging from hibernation. But these eastern garter snakes in the late fall will find something like maybe a chipmunk burrow, or we do have some limestone outcrops along this south-facing slope. It might have found a crack where it could get down below the frost line for the winter. But it was a nice warm day, almost 70 degrees, and this eastern garter snake was out sunning itself. It will be maybe a little tough to find food at this time of the year. Most of the ground is still frozen, so I don't know if there's any night crawlers. That would be an early food for it. They love to eat snakes. They love to eat frogs and toads, but it's a little early for the frogs and toads to be out yet. But hopefully it will, find some worms if the ground thaws out a little bit more. But if you're out in the woods now looking for some early spring wildflowers, don't be surprised if you see a garter snake.